Today I reviewed my first ever YouTube video that I recorded. It was about having the courage to dream big. And that YouTube video was so terrible, I'm going to be honest. The lighting was bad, my speaking skills was terrible, because I remember that stock footage, or whatever you want to call it, like the original footage of that video, I think it was around like 12 or 13 minutes, and I got out around 4 to 5 minutes. It was something like that. And imagine that, like 5 minutes of almost pure stuttering and just me talking about random things that I didn't even explain them and how they worked and how it was linked to another point. And that is just something that happens to all of us, because when you're on self-improvement, progress is inevitable, and you will always make progress if you want to make progress. So for example, if I want to make progress in something, let's say, I don't know, like my physique. If I want to improve my physique, I can go to the gym, I can start exercising to change that, and I will get progress if I do the right things over a certain amount of time and I actually just try my best. So, we also had a discussion yesterday, me, my brother, and my father, and we spoke about a lot of different things, like life in general, and just we came to spoke about progress as well, that progress and change is something that is inevitable and it will happen in our lives, because we can't escape that, because trying to escape that is trying to escape reality, because time passes all of the time, and time passes so quickly that if we would become stagnant with the version that we are currently, what will happen is that we will not be individuals that are happy, that are making progress. And when you aren't making progress, I mean like socially and stuff like that. Self-improvement progress isn't that harsh as like not making progress socially. But if we're not trying to make progress like with our friends, with our conversations, with our brain, with our body, if we're trying to make progress all of the time, we will make progress and we will improve as individuals. So we spoke about that, and we came up with that because it's not that pinpointed that progress is great. Because for example, if you feel like your life is very, very great right now, you don't want to change up a lot of things. But what happens if you stop making progress completely currently? What will happen is you will just stop totally and completely, and you will just be the version who you were, and everyone else will keep making progress, because that's just the natural pattern of human beings. So we have to always make progress, and that is something that is great. And change is something that can be great and can be used to our own advantage, because, for example, sometimes life just turns around completely overnight. It just happens, something that completely changes our worldview or just changes how our life is structured. And for example, when my parents split up, it was something that completely changed my life overnight. And now afterwards, I think to myself that, yeah, my life is actually great right now, and I've actually adapted to that. And if you can go about your life with that type of mindset, that if something bad happens, or if you're afraid of change, what I want you to do is to think to yourself that, let's imagine yourself in 3 years. Let's say, I don't know, if you are young like me, you will probably have grown, you will probably have improved as an individual. But if you just stop making progress with where you are currently, you will be like that version of you in your brain and in your mind. So for example, I'm 14 currently. If I will just stop making progress right now and I decide I don't want to make any more social progress, then what will happen is when I'm, let's say, 18, in 4 years or 3 years, what will happen is that version of me will be 14 in his mind, and socially he will be 14, and for him it will be extremely hard to communicate with people and make friends and people like him, because you're still 14 in your mind. I think you're getting what I'm saying here, but progress is something that is great, and that's why I'm on self-improvement, because I love progress. I love looking back at lesser versions of me and seeing the person who I were and almost laughing not in like a bad way, but just laughing because it's so beautiful. Because for me, self-improvement truly works, because when you find out something that works, stick by it and try to understand why it's making you feel so great. And once you work out why it feels so great, you can do things that are similar to that. So I think it's very, very important for us to just work out our current constraint in life. But I really want to emphasize that progress is something that will inevitably happen when you're on self-improvement. And sometimes it is something that will just occur and you have no control over it, but sometimes you can control it, like with self-improvement habits. So if you wonder, how am I going to make progress as an individual, what I would suggest, it's very boring advice. Just start by making your bed, brushing your teeth 2 times a day, just eating a little bit more cleaner, just doing small activities daily, and starting to take more mindful breaths. Because if we want to break down how to improve as an individual, we can't take on the biggest tasks first. I thought to myself that when I was younger, I wanted to do that. I just wanted to do the big thing that everyone talked about, like, I don't know, make money online or whatever it was. But I didn't want to work on myself, because truthfully, you can't. It's actually, if you want to get something, you have to become the person who's worthy of getting that. So for example, when I was younger, I wanted to make money online, but with that version that I was at that point, I wasn't worthy of making money online because I didn't have the system set for myself. I didn't know what to do. I changed up my mind all the time of the vehicle that I should use to make money online, and that was a huge constraint for me for a while. And once I realized that maybe I should just be on self-improvement more time until I can start to take some bigger actions and try to work towards something bigger than the things that I'm doing currently. So I went on a bit of a side tangent here, but if you want to make progress, as I said, just start small. It will be very boring, but start small with making your bed, brushing your teeth every day, making sure your room is clean. And that is also something that if you want more people to believe in you and believe in your dreams, what I would suggest is just be the kind of person who's worthy of them believing in their dreams. So for example, if you would have been another individual, how could you prove to other people that you're worthy in believing in? I don't really know how to articulate this well, but try to become the kind of person who's worthy of other people's beliefs. Because, for example, if your room is always cleaned, you're always on time, you wear clean clothes, you try to exercise, you try to improve yourself, you show up on time, and you do all of these things, what will happen is more people will actually start believing in you. And that's what happened to me, because in the beginning it was hard for me to get people to understand me. But the more progress that you make on self-improvement, you realize that everything is under your control, and if I want people to believe in me, I have to take the actions that will make people believe in me. So I really hope that you got some value out of this video, and now I've broken down everything that I know about progress, and that it is inevitable and it will happen in our lives, but it's something that in the end is great if it's used the right way. But with that being said, hope you got some value, and see you in the next one.